Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Giglio, principal of Homestead High School, and this is our weekly video announcements for Friday, October 28th, the last Friday of October. And I'm happy to have a couple of guest stars here on this week. And so the two newest members of the Homestead administrative team, we have Elder Fagundes and Paula Mockler. Elder is our new facilities manager. So Elder, you want to briefly introduce yourself to folks?
Hello, staff. My name is Elder Fagundes. I am the new facilities manager here at Homestead. I'm very excited to join the staff.
Excellent. And so, you'll be taking over from Toby Mockler, who's you've been training with for the past couple of weeks, but you'll be handling all the facility kinds of things. Can you tell us, where were you before this district?
So I'm coming over to Homestead, coming from Eastside Union High School District. I've been in the educational system and / facilities for 18 years. I'm coming from a much larger school district compared to Fremont Union, but I am up for the challenge. And so far, the welcoming of all staff has been great. Greg has supported me in every way.
Excellent. And so thank you. We really are glad to have you here. And I want to then jump over to our other newest assistant principal, Paula Mockler, famous last name here at Homestead. And I want you to give us a little introduction to yourself.
So hi, my name is Paula Mockler. I'm going to be the AP of interventions here at Homestead High School. So that means I'll be working with our tutorials, 504s, and any support services that we provide to students here at Homestead. I'm not. Go ahead.
Yep, no,
that's me. I worked in education. I've worked in education for probably 12 to 15 years, anywhere from an elementary school teacher. I was a special education teacher for 8 years at Cupertino. Then I moved over to Fremont and was there for a couple years as a department lead for our special education department there. And then also was a dean of students there. And then now I'm here at Homestead.
Right. And actually you spent a little time here at Homestead in the early part of your career. So welcome back. So, hey, Elder, if people need to get a hold of you, what's the best way they should do that?
You guys can reach me out at the district email, which is elder_Fagundes, and that will send an email over to me with any requests that you need assistance with.
Excellent. And Paula, how about you? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, my email as well, or my direct extension, which is 522-2509. And then my email is the same as everyone in our district. It's my first name, Paula, Paula _Mockler @fuhsd.org.
Excellent. So I really am happy to have both of you as part of our team, that you guys have a lot of great experience, and I know you'll do a great job with our students and our staff and our families here. So thanks for joining the team and welcome aboard. And you guys are busy getting new, understanding the new duties. So I'm going to let you go while I do the rest of my thing here. But thanks a lot. And I'll just keep talking to the parents here. So take care.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you again.
Bye-bye. All right, I'm going to switch over to our screen now so you can see the announcements for the week. As I said, this is the last Friday in October, October 28th. And so I have a little orange pumpkin going on there kind of thing. So I thought that was timely. We're going to start off with our shout outs and recognitions. I think I've mentioned this before, but just in case you weren't aware, Liz Angel, who is the AP secretary to Brian Dong, Brian who left last week, she is also leaving us today. I know this sounds terrible. I keep talking about all these people leaving, but they're all going on to greater and better opportunities. So, Liz is leaving us to go take a job at the county. She has been amazing since day one. She got here right at the beginning of the pandemic, and one of her very first things was to work on book returns, and having never been on campus before. So ever since then, she hit the ground running and has done a great job. We will definitely miss her and wish her all the best at the county, though. So thank you, Liz. There was also a shout out to the organizers, which is PTSA, and the student tour guides of the meet and greet that was actually last week. The students did a great job, and it was a pleasure as a parent to finally step onto campus and learn a little bit about facilities. So again, I was part of that, so it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad we got to meet some folks. Hopefully we get to have some more opportunities like that. There was also a shout out for Derek Chan. And this parent said, thank you for taking the time to help a student apply to a college of their choice by writing a letter of recommendation. Even though they are not a top performing student, it really means a lot that you were willing to do this. Thank you. And again, thank you, Derek. I mean, our counselors do a great job. This is our busy time of the year, writing letters of rec and all that kind of fun stuff. But thank you to pointing out the extra step that Mr. Chan went to for your students. So thank you. We only had one question or concern this week. And I got it just this morning. So I was thinking I might have skated through without any, but I got one here. So On Wednesday, we had an advisory that we actually last minute sort of changed the topic on because we wanted to address some issues that have been kind of happening here on campus. We had some issues with some vandalism going on in bathrooms. Not as bad as when we had the whole TikTok challenge, but just some silly things that were going on. Also, we've had a lot of issues recently with inappropriate things going over social media. So we thought we would discuss our social media policy and maybe make some tweaks to it. And a few other things that we went through. So the concern that this parent brought up, though, was about a specific line in there that said that your comments on social media are not to disparage Homestead High School. And they quite rightly brought up a bunch of, at least one legal example where that was challenged, and it is meant to be a free speech, a right to free speech, and we don't disagree with that. That was absolutely correct use of that legal aspect. What we were referring to in the social media policy was when there are chat groups or chat lines or official communication sources that are directly related to, say, a class or a team or a club. Those are the places where we say, please don't use those. That's not the place to air your grievances. To do that is kind of a closed and specific area that we want folks, kind of like a virtual classroom. So that's what we were referring to, not that you can't have your opinion about Homestead or me or other people. Obviously, we just ask that people do it appropriately. Again, the real issue that we were having here was not with people disparaging Homestead High School. We've heard that before, but it was really more about kids who were feeling bullied or harassed or unsafe at school because of things that were being done or shared or said on those social media. So that's one of the things that we were looking at. So we will be sending that back out, and we'll have to make a few tweaks to it. But I just wanted to let that parent know that, yeah, we agree that we're not trying to limit people's free speech, just trying to make sure that we're helping teach the kids how to, communicate effectively. And if it is a directly school related kind of chat group, that kind of thing, that they need to keep it school appropriate, and arguing about who's good or not good at your teachers or, the school itself, that's not the place for it. So if you have any other specific questions on that, please, you feel free to contact me if you had other specific concerns about that one, but I think that was the one in general. Short one today, because like I said, we only had one of those concerns. We have some traffic reminders. I spent the last 2 weeks in the Horseshoe, so definitely seeing things in there that were a little frustrating for me this week. When in the Horseshoe, if you're dropping off your student, please pull all the way forward, even if that means you have to wait to let your student out. What we're seeing is, people are stopping and then they're just immediately letting kids out, and it was creating this gap because other people are leaving and it's blocking the front entrance there. Or they might say, oh, my kid's closer to this side, so I'm going to drop them off here so they have to walk as far. Please pull all the way down. We're trying to clear the street. We're trying to keep that bike lane clear to make it safe. So again, just make sure that, you're pulling all the way down just to help traffic move through. Also, students, if you're in that far lane and you're coming across the Horseshoe, please look at the drivers. The drivers have been doing a great job of trying to stop and making sure they're giving you space, but sometimes people just walk straight in front of them without even making eye contact. So please make sure you guys make eye contact and that person is actually stopping for you or has seen you, because they may not see you. They may be looking down the road at something else. Also, we're still seeing some people trying to make that left turn out of the Horseshoe, or they're trying to merge into the right lane to make a right turn. Both of those exit lanes can actually turn onto Homestead. So please use both lanes to turn right. Again, one thing we keep seeing is, student drivers and parents are allowing their kids to drive to school, which is great practice. But the Horseshoe is really not the place to practice that. Take them to the student lot, let them practice parking, then switch and move out. When you get too many people out of the car and you're walking around, opening up the doors, all that kind of stuff, it starts to block traffic. So we ask that you not use that as a student practice area. One of the things too is we started experimenting with not having that cone out in the driveway. And the reason we had the cone out there was the sheriff's department said, you probably should have this cone out here because otherwise you're going to get all these cars trying to come in. And when we took the cone away, what we were seeing was really bad habits happening. People who were turning left into the Horseshoe were trying to jump in when there was any little bit of space, and going in there, and has saw several near accidents. People are even coming from the outside lane, turning right into it and kind of cutting in front of everybody. So we put that cone back out there to prevent that from happening. So please just wait your turn when coming in. And as I always say every time, if you get there earlier than 15 minutes, you're probably not going to have the big rush that you're seeing, and you won't feel as stressed about it. So, but if you are in that, anytime you come in, please just wait your turn, drive all the way up, drop your student off, and then go, please. So thank you for keeping us all safe. Some important dates coming up. Again, I am highlighting that we changed our advisory topic, and that was, I already addressed that in an earlier one, but I just wanted to point that out. We do have the senior panoramic picture happening next week, so please make sure that folks are, your seniors are aware of that. It's during tutorial. Monday is obviously Halloween, and we just ask that your students dress appropriately and have fun with that, though. As you can see, the last day of second grading period's coming up. We got Veterans Day coming up. Again, there will be a special schedule leading up to those days because the Veterans Day is a Friday. Then we obviously have Thanksgiving coming up. We got all sorts of other things happening, not until December, but again, I've put them on there just so you can take a look and see some of them, although none of those are new. I talked about all those last week. But there are some important dates coming up if you want to take a look at those. Again, I just want to say thank you to Paula. Thank you and welcome to Paula and Elder. They've been a great addition to our team so far. We definitely have been sad to see folks like Toby, whose last day is next week. Last day is Monday, the Halloween. Brian, who's already left, Liz, who's going to be leaving, and I got some new folks coming in. So again, thank you, Paula and Elder. It's great to have you on board. Again, I have my numbers have been dropping off in my parent survey, so I think I'm going to try something different in November. So keep an eye out for the new parent survey coming out. Until then, have a great weekend. Happy Halloween if you're doing any early celebrating, and we look forward to seeing you next week in November. Take care.